Welcome to the Entrepreneurial CPA Show, where we take a deep dive into the knowledge needed to break through the box and become the world-changing entrepreneur you want to be. I'm Garrett Wagner, and I'm here with the one and only, the punching, the dancing, the Irish, Dr. Sean. On today's show, we're going to talk about one of those three-letter words that should not be uttered. That's bots. Because today, there's a bot for everything. And to tell you about that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Sean.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Garrett. And really, so the whole theme of bots is really something that sort of, I think all of us deal with on a everyday basis without even actually knowing it, right? And I know that the whole idea of bots and automation builds on other conversations that all of us are already having. That has to do with AI, automating processes, automation of entries, payables, receivables, and all the rest. But the idea of a bot, I think, he builds on that and then takes it up to that next level, right? Because a bot, it can answer questions, it can answer emails, it can handle really some of those baseline tasks that up until very, very recently, humans were still in charge of. Even as other tasks got automated and then sort of outsourced to AI, bots really can almost play a role as a person inside of a company and also on a external facing basis. And I do think that Garrett has some examples for us that are already happening right now out there.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Sean, because you're right. They are coming, they're here, and they can replace people in some of the roles we're doing. And that's a great thing, because if we want to become more entrepreneurial, more advisory to our clients, we can't spend as much time as we are right now on the compliance aspects. That data entry, the tax return prep, all those pieces, they still need to get done. So in order to move on to the advisory stuff, that needs to get done. And the bots and AI are a way that can happen. And yeah, the solution and the tools for bots out there is growing exponentially every day. And there's more tools than you probably can imagine. With a lot of technology that's coming out on the practical side, we just got to look at the big four and watch it kind of trickle down. So in the big four, 3 years ago, they all invested heavily in bots on their tax practice, taking steps to automate data entry from their tax returns, where they're no longer scanning files, OCRing them in. They're actually pulling the data raw from all the various third parties and bringing it into the tax return. What's also interesting is we talk about, what we do and some of the challenges we have. Tax provisions, I haven't met too many people in my life that love doing a tax provision. But what the big four have done is they've built bots that have been able to just slash the time it takes them to do these complex tax provisions. Stuff that we used to dread to do as people, bots are actually really, really good at. So we need to not be afraid of these, and we need to not wait till the bot hits us on our head or a client comes to us and says, why am I still paying you to do that? Don't you know there's a bot to do this for you? Mm-hmm. We want to avoid that. Let's be proactive. Let's embrace bots as a solution and stop being afraid of them. Because whether it's data entry in the tax prep side or other aspects, they're here and they're here to help. So Dr. Sean, what are you seeing in the ways that you're teaching students and we've got to think about as we come up through the profession that impacts the new role bots play in the marketplace?
Sure. So the overall point that I really try to keep in mind, right, and I can be talking about AI or bot applications, right, on a individual basis. But really, the overall point that I try to emphasize is that via automation, bots, AI, other tech tools that are in the pipeline right now, it really helps us to automate all of that rote work, right? Even just answering emails, right? Because I know anybody who does any work with any sort of tax documentation, right, for an individual or for a business is going to always get emails asking, when is my actual filing due? Do I have to make, estimated payments? All of those, easy answers for us, but answering every email can take 2 to 3 minutes. And if you're answering, 80 of these emails every day, that's hours of work answering emails that really aren't adding any value to you in your practice, and they aren't really helping your end client either, right? Because if you have a bot to help analyze that email, pull out any keywords, right? Filing and then date, and then analyze, right? Okay, fine. Is this email coming from a personal email or from a corporate email? And then go in there and then answer those emails. Just that baseline task, which actually is easy work for us to do, but all of those areas, right? Those base level tasks that a whole bunch of us spend a lot of time doing don't really add any value. And Garrett, as you pointed out, I mean, now and in the future, right? If our clients ask us, right, why am I paying you to answer emails or to do basic research, when if you put some money to work and invested and we're a proactive firm or a individual, there are bots and AI tools out there to cut costs, right, on those base level tasks, and also allow you as an individual, as a firm, as a business to instead focus on that guidance that is forward looking. Because as we all saw, right, there are always going to be changes coming to laws, right? Tax laws, healthcare laws, privacy laws now are a hot topic. So as all of those laws change, using AI to help us understand what those changes are helps us actually better explain these changes on a forward-looking basis to our clients.
Yeah, and a great example on the practical side for us is, a lot of times our clients will email us and say, hey, can I get a copy of my tax return, my 2015 or 16 or whatever year it is? And yeah, you can have a bot now that'll say, okay, I see this is Bob Smith. I see he wants a copy of this 2015 and 16 tax return. Okay, I'm then going to go check and make sure that Bob doesn't owe us money. Okay, if Bob doesn't owe us money, I'm going to go to the document management system, and I'm going to either securely email a copy of his tax return or I'll publish it on the portal. And the bots can email it back and say, Bob, as requested, here's a copy of your tax return. If you have questions, please let me know. Done. Simple. Easy. I've even seen recently some people that now have a bot as a virtual assistant. Amy is her name, and she sends emails, she responds to emails, and she schedules appointments. It's a bot, and it does it very well and very, very effective. So that's bots. They're here. They're in the workplace. Embrace them. Think about, in your practice, the routine, repetitive tasks and where you can start to leverage bots to really propel your firm forward, to be more entrepreneurial, more advisory. If you have questions on what we talked about today, please send them to Dr. Sean or myself. LinkedIn, Twitter, we're always here. We're always happy to help you with your questions. If you want to keep the learning going, check out our entrepreneurial CPA groups. There's a link at the bottom to the website. You can read all about it. While you're watching this video on YouTube, please click the link to subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you can get the updates, keep the learning going. As always, we challenge you to take steps every day to change the world and invest in yourself.